The cold is your constant companion. It lives in the iron of your restraints. It seeps from the metal deck beneath your feet. Your captors watch from their raised platforms. Their faces are hidden behind polished visors. You only see your own tired reflection. They move with a quiet, heavy grace. Their contempt needs no words. It is in the angle of their weapons. It is in the sharp, clean hiss of their armor's joints. You are a tool to them. You are livestock, a problem to be managed until you expire. You lift a heavy crate, your muscles scream in protest. The air is thin and smells of ozone and recycled water. Another day passes in this gray twilight, another rotation of labor and exhaustion. Hope is a dangerous luxury here. You have forgotten the warmth of a real sun. You have forgotten the feel of soft earth. There is only the grid and the cold. Later, in the cramped sleeping quarters, you listen. An old woman is speaking. Her name is Ilara. Her voice is a dry rustle of leaves. She's telling a child's story to a few huddled figures. You inch closer, seeking any warmth. She speaks of a clever raven, a bird born inside a cage of shimmering stars. The raven's captors were proud. They called their cage inescapable. They polished its bars and admired their own work. They never thought to watch the bird itself. The raven, she whispers, did not fight the bars. It watched the guards. It studied the patterns of their patrols. It memorized the rhythm of the key in the lock. The story is simple, almost foolish. But you listen. Ilara's eyes find yours in the dim light. She smiles a little. The cleverest bird, she says, learns the shape of its own cage. The next day, the story follows you. You see it everywhere. The cage of stars is the grid itself, a sprawling network of corridors and conduits. The guards are the masters. Their patrols are predictable. Their patterns are rigid. They are proud of their cage. You stack conduits in a storage bay. You notice their identification markings, a sequence of symbols, a spiral, a line, a cluster of dots. It reminds you of the story, the raven's flight from one star bar to another, the path it took to find a weakness. Your breath catches. The conduit markings match the star chart in Ilara's tail. The spiral is a primary power junction. The line is a maintenance crawlway. The dots represent a ventilation shaft. It is a map hidden in a child's rhyme. You look up at the silent guards. They see you working. They see a broken creature. They do not see the raven learning the shape of its cage. You seek out Ilara during the next rest period. You hum a part of the raven's tune. It is the part that describes the ventilation shaft. Her eyes widen for a moment. Then her calm expression returns. She teaches you another verse. This new verse is about the raven's feathers, how each one was a different shade of night, how the bird could blend into the shadows. This, she explains, is about silence. It is about moving unseen. It is about becoming part of the background noise. You begin to share the rhymes. You share them with the person next to you on the line. You hum them softly in the mess hall. Others begin to share their own stories. A tale about a river that carves canyons. A rhyme about a spider weaving a web. Each story is a piece of a larger puzzle. Every storyteller is a keeper of a secret key, a map, a technique, a target. You are weaving a great, secret song, and it is growing louder with every whisper. Your captors notice the change. They hear the soft humming. They see the shared glances. A master, one they call the overseer, pulls you aside. Its voice is a synthesized rasp. It asks what you are all whispering about. You tell it the truth. You say you are sharing old folk tales, stories to pass the time, stories to remember a home you will never see again. You even tell it the story of the star raven. You make it sound like a pathetic plea to the heavens. The overseer listens. Its helmet tilts, a gesture of cold curiosity. It seems to analyze your words for threats. It finds none. It dismisses you with a wave. Primitive superstitions. The translator buzzes. Let them have their noises. It keeps their minds occupied. They believe your spirit is broken. They think your songs are the last gasps of a dying culture. For beings who travel between stars, they have remarkably little imagination. They cannot hear the music, only the noise. A new story begins to circulate. It travels faster than the others. It speaks of giants chained deep beneath the worlds. Each giant is bound to a critical system of the Master's empire. One holds a planet's power core. Another holds the chains of a starport. The tale says the giants are not dead, only sleeping. They were tricked into their slumber by a clever foe. But a single shared sound can awaken them all at once. The story describes the sound, not a word, but a rhythm, a sequence of pauses and beats. It is a folk tale about a synchronized awakening, a plan for a galactic rebellion hidden in a myth. You learn the rhythm. It is simple enough to tap out with a tool, simple enough to pulse through a power conduit, simple enough to be unmistakable. You look at the faces around you. They are tired. They are worn. But their eyes hold a new light. They are no longer just prisoners. They are sleeping giants, waiting for the signal to wake. The masters are not entirely foolish. They are merely slow. They notice the new story's rapid spread. They see the unity it brings. They decide to make an example. They seize a man named Kale. He was known for his powerful voice. He told the tale of the giants with great passion. They take him to an interrogation chamber. The overseer itself questions him. They want to know the story's meaning. They want to know who started it. They use their cruel tools. They use their cold, logical threats. Kyle does not speak. He does not give them the answers they seek. He does not betray the secret song. Hours later, his body is returned to the common area. It is a warning to all of you. But you do not see a warning. You see a martyr. Kyle becomes a legend. A new story is born in the silence he left behind. The tale of the silent keeper. It teaches you that some secrets are worth dying for. It teaches you the terrible price of your song. The risk has grown. The stories must change. They become lullabies now. Soft, gentle tunes crooned in the dark of the sleeping bay. Alara sings one for you. It is about a firefly searching for its family. It must light its lamp at a very specific moment. The lullaby is for you, your verse in the great song. It details a specific power relay. Relay 73. It is located in a maintenance tunnel near your workstation. The lullaby describes its casing. It tells you about the 3 locking clamps. Your task is to break that one. Vital link. At the exact moment the giants wake, the firefly must light its lamp when all the others light theirs. Not a moment sooner, not a moment later. The fate of everything rests on this perfect timing. You close your eyes and listen to the tune. The simple melody is now a heavy weight, a responsibility that settles deep in your soul. You are no longer just a listener. You are a singer in the chorus. It is time for a rehearsal, a test of their blindness. A new folktale makes the rounds. The tale of the trickster's spark. It is a funny story about a gremlin who loosens bolts on machines. The gremlin only strikes when the machines are loudest. Guided by this tale, a small team is chosen. Their workstation is near the main cryopump assembly. The noise there is deafening. It provides the perfect cover. They are given a simple task: loosen one pressure seal, just enough to cause a fault. They do it during a shift change. The overlap of guards provides a moment of distraction. Later, an alarm blares. The pump vents supercooled gas. The masters panic for a moment. They shut down the whole sector. They investigate, of course. Their report is predictable: catastrophic mechanical failure due to metal fatigue. They blame their own engineering. They never suspect a gremlin. They never suspect the trickster. It is a small victory, but it proves the masters can be fooled. The masters are slow, but their analytics are sharp. The cryopump failure was one thing. But then other small accidents begin to happen. A cargo lift jams. A communication link goes down for 5 minutes. These are all part of the new trickster tales. The pattern is too neat. The coincidences are too frequent. The overseer finally understands. The noises are not just noises. The stories are not just stories. They are a threat. A cold, quiet fury descends upon the grid. The hunt begins. Guards now patrol the sleeping bays. They listen for whispers. They punish anyone heard humming the old rhymes. A man is dragged away for telling his child the story of the star raven. A woman is taken for tapping out a rhythm on a table. Fear returns. The open sharing stops. The song is driven deeper underground. But it does not die. It just becomes quieter, more careful. The giants are not so easily put back to sleep. The pressure forces you to be smarter. The stories are no longer spoken. They are passed through gestures. A way of tying a knot in a cable. A pattern of scratches left on a crate. A sequence of blinks between two people across a crowded room. The master story is nearly complete. Every team has its lullaby. Every person knows their verse. The map of the star raven has been fully explored. The rhythm of the sleeping giants has been memorized. The timing of the firefly's light is set. Alara finds you one last time. She looks older now. The strain is visible on her face. She passes you a small, worn stone. She closes your hand around it. The raven leaves the nest when the twin moons eclipse. She whispers. That is the final piece. The signal. The eclipse is a predictable star-born event. It will happen in 3 rotations. The plan for the great uprising is finally complete. The story is finished. Now, you just have to live it. The day of the eclipse arrives. A strange gray light fills the grid. The external viewports show the 2 moons of this gas giant drawing closer. One is a deep blue. The other is a pale white. A hush falls over the masters. They love to observe such star-born events. It makes them feel powerful. You are at your workstation. Your heart hammers against your ribs. You watch the clock, you watch the light. Then, it begins. A subtle vibration in the deck plates. It is not an earthquake. It is not a machine. It is a rhythm. Tap, 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 tap. It comes from everywhere at once. From the engine room, from the processing plants, from 100 other facilities across the galaxy. A shared silent rhythm played out on machines and tools. The giants are stirring. The masters look confused. They check their sensors. The machines are all running normally. They cannot see the song. They cannot hear the mountains beginning to wake. The eclipse reaches its peak. The blue moon covers the white one. Darkness washes over the station. Emergency lights flicker on, casting long, dancing shadows. This is your signal, the firefly's moment. You move toward Relay 73. Your tool feels heavy in your hand. The lullaby plays in your head. 3 clamps hold the casing. You work quickly, your hands sure and steady. Years of mindless labor have made you an expert with these tools. A fine piece of irony. You pry the casing open. Inside is a bundle of fiber optic cables, the heart of this sector's command network. You do not need a bomb. You do not need a weapon. You have your verse. You lift your heavy tool and bring it down. Sparks fly. The emergency lights on your level die instantly. Alarms begin to scream, not the controlled alerts from before, but shrieks of genuine system failure. You have sung your song of fire. All across the galaxy, 1,000 other voices have joined you. The chaos is beautiful. The Master's disciplined command structure crumbles. Their network is blind. One sector cannot talk to another. Automated defenses fire at their own ships. The grid, once a symbol of their power, is now their tomb. They are trapped in their own perfect cage. You see the Overseer on a flickering screen. It is shouting orders that go nowhere. Its calm, superior air is gone, replaced by pure, unadulterated panic. They never imagined their tools could be used against them. The fighting is brief and confused. Without their network, the guards are just individuals. They are cut off and surrounded. Your people, armed with stories and courage, overwhelm them. The reign of the Masters ends not with a bang, but with a whimper of static. Then, a new sound emerges. Silence. Not the tense, watchful silence of before. This is a deep, profound quiet. It is the sound of chains falling to the floor. It is broken, moments later, by the first true songs of freedom. You stand at a viewport. You look out at the stars. They are no longer the bars of a cage. They are destinations. They are possibilities. The twin moons have passed one another. A new day is dawning. The stories that were once coded plans become treasured histories. Ilara, now a revered leader, gathers the children. She tells them the story of the Star Raven. But now, it is not a secret. It is a lesson. A reminder that the cleverest bird learns the shape of its cage. The tale of the sleeping giants is now an anthem. The lullaby of the firefly is a song of heroes. You are free, you and your people. You survived because you remembered something the Masters forgot, that a story is the most powerful weapon of all. You will teach your children these stories. You will teach them the power of a tale. You will ensure they never forget how a whispered rhyme, shared in the dark, shattered an empire and set a galaxy free.